All right, this will take a moment to get set up. Just have to get the other end of things ready.
I just started streaming.
All right. So
I'll hop back and forth from my screen chat to yours.
yeah, I just got the notification for yours. All right, I'll wait for some people to come in, and I probably move this so that I could see chat. All right. Wait till we get a few more people in the chat. And if nobody is in by 8:40, I'll start restoring this.
Do you want me to link your stream in my chat?
Sure.
Okay, I'll hop on over.
I guess you could call this sort of a combined stream attempt. So this should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Just get all the tools that I'll need out. All right. Now, where did I put that track eraser? Because I'm sure that'll come into play.
I hope getting viewers over here. Just put the link out.
All right. I'll wait 2 minutes, 8:40 as planned, and then I'll be live restoring this thing. All right.
Got anybody yet?
Yeah, it's saying we got 4 people. So I'll wait for some chat comments so that I know it's people.
Yeah, it looks like your stream. Looks like I sent all my viewers on my stream over to yours.
Yeah. All right, so I might as well start a minute early. Anyways, hello everybody. I am DLNW 664 Productions. Today I'll be restoring this vintage New York Central Tyco Mantua live, and I'll be restoring it with Grand Trunk Western 6039 UNC on the other end because he knows a lot more about these old Tyco products than I do. So might as well get started. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing some gluing. I'm going to put the horns and the couplers, which unfortunately came off during shipping, I'm going to be putting those back on the engine. DLNW Railroad Guy, hello. But the first thing I'm going to try and do is take the shell off of this engine. I've never had luck with these old Tyco shells, or Mantua shells, I guess they are. However, if this decides to function properly, and I can get everything set up without doing that, of course, then this should be a good stream. Set that there.
You want to guess what engine I'm running on my stream right now?
The 10? Which engine?
Tyco locomotive.
A Tyco locomotive.
No.
I don't know. What you got running?
I'm running a 060 Firebus.
Should have saw that one
Not
come.
American one, a British one.
Quite interesting. This
I
is
started work on one of my own this morning. Never finished it though.
all right. If this will come out smoothly, and out it comes. Thank goodness for that. Take that out. And there's just a couple more little things that need to go before I could get this thing opened. Unfortunately, this isn't like the F unit that I have hiding back here where I could just unscrew the trucks. I have to take all the pins out of it, similar to how you would on a Tyco, similar to this. But the tooling hasn't changed very much over the years, and they're the exact same engine, except for the motor. So
Yeah, early on, Tyco used Mantua power truck, and in later years they switched over to power book design.
mostly a mistake, switching over to that power torque.
Yeah, I mean, even though the early Mantua design is a semi-permanent motor, it's still a lot more reliable than the crappy pancake motor.
Yeah. This thing's just a pain in the rear to get out.
The pancake motor, in the case of the pancake motor, you either have nothing at all or full speed.
Yeah. The Santa Fe I have hiding, which is this one, they're the same exact number. I'm assuming that was done to reuse the little number boards hiding up here. This is just a flat out Tyco. It's not even a Mantua, but I personally like the Mantuas.
So I'm assuming this is from that lot you got a while back?
Yeah, this is from the lot that the MDT switchers came in, which I have finished an update video on those. So that should be out later today or tomorrow. Gran, you'll also notice that something else is hiding in the background.
I don't see it. Hold on, let me check your screen, please.
Alright, there we go.
Oh yeah.
A certain locomotive. Alright, now that I got all this.
When I talked to your screen, you said a certain locomotive twice.
Oh, so I'm guessing you're getting the double feed.
Yeah, I'm getting double feed. Except when I close it out, that's why I prefer to have it closed out. Because the YouTube app, which is what I'm using at the moment, does not allow for mute audio.
Right. Well, here's one of these Mantua power truck assemblies removed from the locomotive, and I can see why the rivets always snap off. They're just cheaply put in there, I guess, to say the least. And this is one of the trucks that I'll be gluing to get it working again. So my hopes are that by the end of this, I'll have a decently good condition locomotive. And now for the part I'll probably regret later, removing the light fixture.
Who knows how long in the game right now this little 060 has been moving in reverse. Full speed.
Alright, so now that's out. And take all these screws out so they don't go anywhere they're not supposed to. But it's got the same insides as the other Mantua hiding back here.
That on my side, for some reason, just by instinct, I can smell the zone.
You've worked on too many Tycos.
Yes, I have.
Thank God I don't have to solder anything on this one. Tycos are...
Now, soldering the Tyco power torch is an absolute nightmare.
Soldering in Mantuas is a nightmare. Because there's...
I melted a fair amount of plastic bits.
the plastic fiddly bits. Just carefully putting a little bit of glue on the horn hook couplers because I don't have enough care to take one of these apart. I just want to get this running to the point where it goes. So I'll put this on and let it dry. So I guess I could just set it like this off in the back. And we'll call that the Tyco truck tower, if you will. And now for the...
I just discovered a consist in my game called Tomas. You can already guess where this is going.
Oh boy. Now just...
oh no, I'm getting a million errors and I'm lagging everything out.
Oh boy. Now, this is always the hardest part because you never want to break one of these because they're hard to replace that I know of. And they're just a plain out... Oh, glory. That's wire number 1 unsoldered. Great. Well, it's only the light. It should function without it, but that sucks.
Smoke that is appearing.
Mantua wire number 1 has snapped. And this thing looks like it has... Well, it fell. Of course it has. Tycos don't seem to like me.
They don't seem to like me either.
Well, looks like I'll have to pull out a soldering gun after the stream and put that wire back on. However, for now, I think I'm just going to concentrate on cleaning these carbon brushes. So it's quite simple. Just run a Q-tip over the carbon brushes and everything should go good. Gran, what are you running? How did I guess? Bodhi?
Yes, it's Bodhi. I'm running I don't even know what to call it because it's 7 of them.
Well, my oils are in a place where I can't reach them. That's no good. Pull out the oil. And I'm wondering where my other oil thing is. Or grease. I have the grease here. And the oil here. So I don't need this yet. Why am I taking it out? Alright. Anyways. Oh, I know what I was going to take it out for. These seem to have some very bad wear on them. Let's see if the camera will pick it up even. But I'm pretty sure this isn't supposed to be all shiny in this area. So that's something I'll put some grease on and hope that it works.
What Tomas character does this quote remind you of?
Gordon, I'm guessing.
No. It's a certain engine that goes.
Oh, Dimpo.
Yeah, I've switched all the charging characters over to over to Tomas for convenience. And there goes my microphone.
Well, it's always entertaining when the microphone decides it doesn't want to stick around to listen anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what will run on my stream. I'm just sort of sticking around on your stream. That's really all I'm doing right now.
Yeah. It's saying I only got one person on the stream right now. However, I'm just restoring this thing live. If anybody cares to tune in, maybe I should move my hands out of the way. However, all right, and if this lines up, the stars align, it goes in the first try.
Do you know about middies?
Mediev who?
Middies, like the file type.
I'm not familiar with computer files, Gran.
I'll have to play you the recent video I made earlier that you can. I'm gonna see if you can recognize what it is.
Permission to guess what it is.
Insert the Price is Right music.
I'm going to take a wild shot and say that it is the Thomas Season 8 intro recreate.
No, it's not that. I gotta start up my laptop real quick because it's on my laptop.
I don't know. This is quite strange. This just goes to the light. So, trying to.
Hear the Windows sub at the startup sound?
Yep. Alright. Tweezers.
I think I grew up with Windows 7. And before that it was Windows Vista, and then before Vista it was XP.
Yeah, I need my small pinching tool. Alright, there's one of them. There's the tweezers hiding. There they are. Of all tools to forget, it's the tool that always falls to the bottom of the bin.
Let me check on my screen, see how it's going, make sure it's not falling apart.
Has the computer lagged your stream to death yet?
No. People are chatting on there while I'm gone.
Interesting.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sort of promote your stream as much as I can.
Thank you. Oh boy, here we go. Issue number 1, brushes stuck inside of the wheel assembly of the Mantua.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, they're not doing...
Power torque motor?
No, this is Mantua motor. Oh, looks like I'm removing stuff again. Oh boy.
Well,
Go on.
oh god, let's check this. Library downloads.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I've loaded up.
We have slight issue.
I just gotta.
Yeah, that's not good. That's one thing. My name is not to be mentioned while live. That's the one issue I have. So, those who might accidentally do it, this is your warning. You will be unbanned. However, for the meanwhile, that is where you will sit.
Do you have an automatic filter put on? Because I have an automatic filter that filters out people comment my name.
I will have to work on that.
I can show you how to do it. It's pretty simple.
Once I get this brushing in and I get the stream done. However,
do it after the stream, maybe around like 9:20ish, maybe.
yeah.
Around then, you can maybe wrap up the stream, and I can show you a couple things. So that way, you don't have to worry about people doing that.
Yeah, it was an accident, so I believe that he has served his time. He will be unbanned.
Okay.
Now let's see if it does the wrong thing or the right thing.
Oh, it's not under here. It's under right now.
Alright, let's see if this does what I'm hoping it'll do.
And finally found the file I was looking for.
Oh, glory. What'd you do?
You turn up the volume really loud so that you can hear it. But here we go.
Oh, that. Yeah, that you were messing around with on your end of the stream.
I converted the song to a MIDI so you can even hear their voices carefully enough.
Well, needless to say, this is an interesting little bit of music.
We spawned in something that's better than that.
Now what fell? Oh, just the light fixture. Have to get that up.
It'll take a while for it to load up this new one.
Come on. All right. A certain green engine. None of this music is copyrighted, right?
No, don't worry. Especially not MIDIs. The original song was not copyrighted at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to maneuver this and it's not working as well as I hoped it would.
If you need any help figuring out how to put it back together, I can.
No, I've put these back together 3 or 4 times now. These style of motors, because I've had to take the ones apart on the other Mantuas that I own more than once. All right. Maybe if I just... You know what I'll do? I'll just put the screw in. And out comes the brushing again. Of course. Has to be stubborn, doesn't it?
I just realized I can't do anything on this laptop without a mouse. Mouse would definitely be helpful to move around more. I might as well wrap up my stream because it's doing nothing.
All right.
Okay, so on the computer.
I hope this doesn't pull another play art engine where it takes me 45 minutes to get this working when it should have taken me 5.
Yeah, that's cringe art in a nutshell.
Yeah. All right, so I got the one screw in, and you can kind of see how these motors work. The brushes, which are held in by spring tension of these custom little made springs. Actually, one of them fell out, so I could just show you. But these little springs just hold the brushes in there, and they actually work quite well. Unless your motor is about to burn up, then they won't work at all. So you just have to concentrate and get this one in. However, it's probably not gonna go in. So maneuver a couple things here. Now it fell out. Well, just great. Have to work this in, get everything functioning. And if I can't get it all done tonight, I'll make an update video, which I'll probably have to do since things came unsoldered, as is typical with these old Mantuas. Because I've resoldered the wires on the Pensy hiding back here far more than one time. I think I've
built a locomotive from memory.
Built a locomotive, as in model locomotive. I can't really say that I have. I've mostly used, for the few models that I have made, I've mostly used, well, maybe one or two a long time ago. And before somebody pulls a certain movie series joke, no, it's in this galaxy, not anywhere far away.
A galaxy far away is where my Tyco's motor brushes have gone many times.
Yes, that's where my Tyco springs have gone. However, I just found one today.
How'd you find it?
It was in a bin, or a little basket that I have that holds my miscellaneous crap. However, I've gotten some medicine bottles that I'm now using to store the parts. That's why you'll see random medicine bottles in my streams or videos.
I use a small box to store my parts. Although it's very unorganized because everything's all over the place.
Yeah, I find the little, what do you call them? The small medicine bottles to be quite effective.
I'm gonna look up this little. So right now I'm doing something I haven't really ever done.
That is?
Building a British locomotive.
What kind?
It's a Andrew Barclay 040F.
Oh boy. So, brushes are a pain in the rear. Don't ever work on them if you get the chance. Quote me on that. Cause
I do not suggest working on them because they're very painful to work with.
yeah, I just ran into the slight issue where you get your brush stuck in a motor.
How would you do that?
I don't know, it wedges itself in there and I'm trying to maneuver it out. However, it's comfy and it doesn't want to go.
Certainly not good.
No, it's not.
So today, well, last night, usually they have this magical little thing where I'm doing the most random things, and I, out of nowhere, will come up with new methods for building locomotives.
Got it. I got it unjammed.
You want to know what today's was?
What was today's?
how to quarter drivers.
Oh boy, this will be entertaining. How'd you quarter drivers?
What you gotta do.
Here, it'd help if I moved this so that people could actually see what I'm doing. Wouldn't it now?
So, basically, you just start off with a simple little, well, not a simple little thing. Just so you build one side normal, with the coupling rods on the facing down, and then you copy that over, and then you create essentially two wheel lattices on the rear axle.
All right.
And then from there, you animate it so that they are rotated 90 degrees and rotate 360 degrees while still maintaining that 90-degree rotated sort of thing.
Interesting.
It certainly works. I tested it, and it works.
Does that mean we're going to be getting quartered steam engine wheels from Train Station Studios?
Finally, yeah.
Finally. Yeah.
It only took, like, several months.
Better late than never.
That's the name of a Thomas episode.
Really? I was not referencing that. There we go. And now the brushes are in. Or, yeah, carbon brushes. That's what they're called. They're in. And I just have to find the screw hole so that I could clamp this down. I'm praying that this works. I'll take this, set it on the track, move it back here a bit, and
if you're looking for an engine that fits the description of short and stumpy that is other than Thomas, look for an Andrew Barclay 04OS.
boy. Alright, so I'm going to apply some power to the track and hope that my transformer is actually plugged in. That's a quiet motor for being an old Mantua. This thing's running like it was out of the factory.
Yeah, they run really well when they're out of the casing, but the problem with these motors is that when they're finally in the casing, the pressure causes them to not run well.
I don't see why. Do you have a Jeep 20 Mantua, Gran?
Yes, I do. I've learned that from experience.
The coils might be in good condition on this one. If I'm being honest, it turned over no issues at all. Now I'm just going to try and work some...
Coils usually are always good on those models.
Now I'm just going to try and force some grease into these gears so that everything goes well. And if everything goes well, which this is not dry yet, I'll actually put the horn back on, like I said I was going to do earlier, but never did.
Whenever I hear horn, I imagine Diesel's horn.
Here's the horn. Here's the horn.
Everything goes back to Thomas Symphony.
It does seem to.
It's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to take a tiny screwdriver and put a tiny bit of glue. And by tiny, I mean way too much. So I'm going to take 2 on that one and get the tiny little droplet and try and put some on this engine without globbing it or getting strings all over it or melting the shell, because this glue...
See, the nice thing about one of these little engines is that they're very small.
The engine you're working on? The engine you're working on or the Mantua I'm working on?
The engine I'm working on.
All right, I got it in there. So hopefully that just means that this horn will seat itself into position. And it decided not to. So that's how it wants to be. So be it. I'll just take some glue, put the glue on the horn this time, and put the horn on the engine.
Gluing the horns is never something I've done.
Well, I had the horn, and I wanted to turn it back into close enough to original condition. But it's missing handrails, so I can't turn it to factory condition.
Actually, fun fact, the handrails on all Tyco models were never fully, included. They were actually included as a kit. Separate kit, I believe.
Even the old Mantuas. Really?
Yes. Mine has the kit installed.
That was a lot lighter than I expected it to be because it doesn't have anything underneath it. All right, it's glued in. I'm not touching it anymore.
You shouldn't have to. Yes, indeed. So the fat controller.
Oh, gosh. All right, now I'll put a little bit more glue around the coupler to hopefully enforce it when I start pulling old Mantua cars that are the die-cast chassis cars before they turn them into crap around the coupler. But other than that, this restoration is nearing its end.
When it's over, will you end the stream?
Well, when it's over, I don't really have anything else to show. So, probably. Alright, that is in there. It just has to dry. And hopefully I'll be able to get these side frames that are on the engine to begin with back on the engine without any issues.
What's unfortunate is that with every loco build, I have to convince myself. Oh wait, I should be speaking with a British accent because I'm building a British locomotive.
Well, I have nothing to say to that except knock yourself out. And I don't mean literally.
Grab the baseball bat.
No, that's what some people would do.
I remember when I was younger, I used to take everything so literally.
No.
Like when my mom would say, "Keep your eyes peeled for something," I would literally do this motion as if I was peeling my eyes.
I am going to put a little bit of grease to hopefully stop this from causing me issues later down the line where the engine won't turn. Because if this engine's restoration goes well, this may become a regular on the Q-Tip Central, which you could kind of see it hiding down there. But if that goes well with this restoration,
this project is going better than I thought it would. It's such a simple loco build. At the same time,
yeah,
it's turning out so well.
All right, I'll take this and get it ready to go back on. Put down the tiny screw. And concentrate on getting this into that, which was done successfully. And before I go doing anything, I might as well take the light fixture, which I'll be soldering later tomorrow, probably. And I'll have to add this to the updates video before that comes out.
Did you announce that yet?
Yeah, earlier in the stream, the updates video, I'll just put this in the unboxing video because everybody could see the box partially anyway. So
More on that in the video.
More on that in the video, yeah. Well, it's working and it's quiet. And I don't smell ozone. I'm not getting a headache yet, so somewhat successful so far. Now, I have a bad grip on this track because I'm trying.
Together yet, though?
No, not yet. That's something I'll work on in the future. However, let me make sure my controller is all the way on. Yeah, it works. Works quite well. Bang.
That's a really good restoration.
Successful. That's what I hope. I hope successful. What happens is not always my choice. All right, let's see. So this would go to that bolt. Right. Twist this on. I should probably weigh that down with something, but I don't have a heavy enough. I do have a heavy enough something. All right, I'll put my track eraser and see how this works. Use the track eraser and try not to knock the coupler off. That's something I might wind up replacing, even though I really don't want to drill out rivets. But actually, speaking of old Mantua stuff, here's a Mantua coupler kit. I'm sure I have some goodies in there that'll help. No, you stop. That like that. That like that. Put it down. I qualify that successful. Light. Do we have lights? All right, not high enough power for me to even see. And I'm trying not to run this off the track or knock my wires out. Oh boy. Oh crap. I'll just do it the easy way and hook the light directly up to the lead. I should really draw out a wiring manual for these. Yeah, it works. Lights. We have lights. And it works good too. Alright, so all I'll have to do is take this, which goes from there to there, which is the same current, and that's quite odd, but solder it to there. Or, if I was feeling cheap, do it the not correct way, not solder it, and just, which seems to be what they did at the factory, wedge the wire under the screw, which might be what I wind up doing. Gran, you still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Alright, you got quiet for a minute there.
I'm just working.
Yeah, you're normally quiet when you work. clamp that on. That's all good. The coupler does not want to stay on this, unfortunately. I'll put some more power to the track, test the light on the engine, and see if we're anywhere in the clear for this engine. Because from my experience, these Mantua motors, which is what I might as well call them, but these Mantuas are relatively stronger engines, and I do have power because I'm shorting my transformer, which is just a little...
Have a name, but it's a very long, complex name.
Yeah, light works. We have lights.
So you got the light working?
The light works. The couplers, the rear coupler's the only thing that's not so good.
Funny that you mention a coupler because right now I'm working on adding a coupler to this mesh.
Yeah, I have that Tinkercad mesh if you're interested of the coupler.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out in a little bit. Just right now I'm adding couplers to my little engine here.
Yeah. Alright, maybe, yeah, just remove that, actually. Since I made a muck of this, I might as well remove the rivet and put in a screw. And I'll have to go in my HO scale box of bits for that. Or container. But, anyways, I think that'll probably finish off the stream with that, because it's going to take me long time to get that rivet out, because I don't think I have a drill bit small enough to do it. But, the shell's in one piece now. It's got the horn, and the horn's falling off. Great, I say something, and then I say something, I touch it, and it decides it had it. Alright, I'll put a little more glue on my screwdriver. And dab some of it off. Try again, because that attempt failed.
Well, I got the couplers installed on the locomotive.
Nice.
They're your typical British hook style.
The modern Lincoln pin couplers, essentially.
Well, actually, these are the little ones that involve the chains.
The chain and hooks.
Yeah, chain hooks.
Well, I'm glad I got this to work as much as it wants to work. So I think I'll call this, well, for the most part, a successful restoration. I just have a few things that, fortunately, I won't have to solder. A few things I have to put back together. And I have to take that rivet out. But that's it. The shell is going to finish its glue drying. And just to show how much these shells have changed, there is one big change that I could pick out. And that is that the fuel tank on the Tyco variant of this has these holes in the mold that allow... Hang on, I'm getting glue all over the chassis of the Mantua, which I don't want to do. But same numbers, same number boards. The handrails probably fit in the same way. Let's see. This one's a pancake power torque. But other than that, the shells are exactly identical. I'm sure there's a couple of differences on the inside. I'm trying to find out if I could see Mantua marks or Tyco marks on this shell, but I don't see any difference. And this one actually has the lit rear headlight and front headlight. This one only has the front headlight, and Tyco cheaped out and just made a molded in rear headlight. But this has clips that hold the fuel tank in, whereas this has screws, which are much easier to remove. So thank you, Mantua, for making your engines easier to work on than Tyco's. However, you're still hard to work on. But if anybody who is watching this has any questions, post them now. I might be able to answer them. But I'm going to clean this out, and then I'll end the stream with this. Clean this off a bit. And I'll probably wind up picking a few. If I ever find more of these Mantuas, I'll probably pick them up in yard sales because I like these engines. They're actually nice. They're more of a challenge to work on, which, crazy as it sounds, I prefer a little bit of a challenge. I like these trains when they work. I like it when I have to take them apart and fix them more. So, anyways, just a little mock-up of what it'll sort of be like when it's done. Those go there, this goes here, and it's Mantua. Nice and simple. And this will screw in to the Mantua, and it's got a nice, this thing has a lot of weight to it, which I'm pretty happy about. So this might be able to make the hill, which needs to be redone because I knocked some of the track out on it accidentally. But this might make the hill on the Q-tip Central. How appropriate. It's a New York Central engine. And I'm starting to see a lot of resemblances of the Q-tip Central to the Penn Central, because both are falling into disrepair very quickly, only I don't think Penn Central had to deal with dog hair as much as I do. But I'm going to work on getting this rivet out. For now, this is DL&W 664 Productions and
Transform Custom 6039 UNC.
Signing off.